Hi guys, it's Tab from Shine Bright Design, and today I'm talking about Posca pens. And these are typically paint markers that are acrylic paint based, and they're packed with high pigments, they light fast, and they are long lasting inks. The ink is waterproof and it's fade resistant, and it's also non-toxic with vibrant colors. You can use them on metal, you can use them on wood, you can even use them on, say, burnished coloring pencils. And you can put them on wood, glass, plastic, canvases, and coloring books. And they are used by artists, hobbyists, auto dealers, surfboard artists, body shops, writers, arts and crafts, and even people who like tag walls or do like a lot of graffiti art as well. So the thing about Posca pens is they come in many sizes, and I'm here to talk about the types of colors that are available. Now for Christmas I did receive a bunch of Posca pens, and they were basically 1 mil Posca pens. I've used this size before. They're basically like a nib point. I think white is probably not the best color to show you guys. I'll show you in red. So they're pointed, and if I can show you close up, they're a pointed nib, very pointy and sturdy. They're not soft like a brush tip, and typically the ink comes out of this very quick. Now if you compare it to another 1 mil, which is this one's a bit thinner in size, but it is the same size. It's a 1MR, but this is a 1M. So they're similar, they're both like slim and pointy. The only difference is this tip is more like a felt tip. Let me just focus there. There we go. So it's very, very tiny, very similar to a felt tip. Ink comes out of this one a lot slower than this one, and so this ink may appear less opaque compared to this one. These markers require shaking, and what happens is when you shake it, the ink travels to the top, and that's how it fills up the nib. To make things faster, I have a trick where I just press the nib very fast so that it pumps the ink into the tip a lot quicker, rather than letting gravity and the shaker do its job. So that's what happens. Sometimes though, when you manually press it and you pump it up yourself, you can over pump it, and ink can gush out depending on if you pump it this way. If you pump it this way, ink will just come out, squirt out. So you have to be very careful in how you, I guess, set up your markers. So yes. Now that was the 1 mil pointed, and I've already showed you the 1MR, and this is the 1M. The other colors and sizes that are available range. So I don't have every color for every size, but I do have a wide range of sizes. So this is the 5 mil, which looks like this, which is quite thick. This is also 5 mil, another 5 mil. This is a 3 mil. Now I'm going to go over the colors that I have. They will repeat sometimes with different sizes and others not. So I believe I have almost every color in the 1 mil, but there are lots of colors with Posca pens. There are some colors that I'm missing, I think. I'm not quite sure. But in terms of the Posca pens, they come in different sizes and nibs. I think I may be missing a couple of nib sizes, but we will see. Now what I want to do is, firstly, I want to talk about the widths of the nibs, just to show you a difference. Now I think I have every size in the whites, so what I'll do is I'll show you a demonstration via that. I do. So I have most of these colors. I don't have a brush nib with the Posca pens. I am aware they do have brush nibs, but they look very similar to the 1mm. I'm not quite sure whether they're soft, but I do have majority of the nib sizes. Now I'm going to work towards the bottom here just so I can show you. That's a PC 5mm. This is a PC 3mm. This is a PC 1mm. And this one is a PC 1mm. Now typically between the 3mm and the 5mm, they're very similar. It's just the width of the nibs a bit different, but the outcome of how thick it looks is, so close up so you can see the difference. The shape of the lines don't change. If anything, they're just a bit thicker, slightly. My favorite so far is the PC 1mm, and the reason why is a couple things. The width of the line, or the size and length, the weight of the line is perfect for me. I like to work with finer detail. I don't actually work with Posca pens in a larger space, so the 1mm is perfect for me because I use Posca pens as details. The reason why I like the 1mm is because when you set up the ink, it's a lot more opaque compared to the 1mm. The 1mm requires a lot of shaking and pumping, whereas the 1mm is quite opaque from the get-go once you pump it up right. So that is widths and lengths. If you want me to do more sizes, please refer to me which nibs you want me to look at, and I will do that too. Now that we've done nib sizes, we're going to go color swatching. And we're going to look at what colors of Posca pen are available. And I'm going to show you on a black and a white background. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use all my 1mm. So this is the 1mm. So I'm going to show you another color. We've already seen this color in the 1mm, but I actually want to show you in the 5mm. Now this color is Slate Gray. That white is running out. Let me show you. Slate Gray, 5mm. I'm going to show you colors in the 1mm. This is a repetition of the pink that we have already seen in the 1mm. And as you can see, the creamy colors or the normal colors are very opaque once it's loaded properly. So with the silvers or the metallics, you'll generally see a bit of none of that creamy milky color. I'm just literally setting up this marker. It's brand new, and you can tell because the output of color isn't as creamy as it should be. This color is the exact same color as this, but as you can see, it doesn't come out as milky as that color that you see over there. So this is an issue that can happen sometimes when you're setting up your markers. Now this color is the same as this color, but as you can see, it's not as milky. And I'm not sure why. The ink comes out evenly in everything, but for some reason it's not as opaque as the 1mm. Whereas this one is opaque as the 1mm. So it could be a certain issue such as not shaking the marker properly and whatnot. Alright, so that's all the colors that I have in my possession at the moment. Let me just zoom out so we can see everything as a whole. And as you can see, I have a decent amount of Posca pens. I would like more, especially with these new and different colors over here. They really just pop out to me and I really like them. I'm going to show you the same thing on the other side with the whites. So obviously we are working on white paper, so the white will not appear as great as the same as how the black would appear on the black paper. comparison against the black and the white. Now obviously the more opaque colors, such as this orange, is light, or the creamy colors, right, they pop out on the black as well as the white, but definitely they show up more against the black. The metallic colors, they don't show as metallic on the blacks, though they are quite opaque. They show a lot stronger on the white here for some strange reason. This blue and this green in the MR1 is very weak on this white, and it's also weak on this black. So that could be a combination of things, such as the setup isn't right, the ink isn't evenly distributed, and that's why it's not as pigmented as the other colors. So that also has come to play with like setting up your markers, shaking them, making sure that they're evenly distributing the ink. Now I find the 1mm great against the whites and the black. I have no faults there. They are opaque, they stand out against the white and the black. They are evenly pigmented in gold and silver, so it's very nice to see that the ink has even distribution. The emerald ones, they are a bit of a hit and miss in a sense of the distribution of the ink. The colors are very similar between the 1mm, but you may not get evenly distributed ink in the 1MRs because of the nib type, and you need to pump it and shake it quite evenly. The 5mm and 3mm in these special colors, such as the aqua, the coral pinks, they're quite lovely, they're quite opaque, they jump up on the black and the white, and the width is, as expected, it's a 5 and 3mm, so you can't really get much detail in it. The blacks in the 5mm and 3mm are great. You can definitely tell that they're very pigmented because it is black, obviously, and it's ink. So I don't think black would have much issues compared to, say, a yellow, because black is quite dark anyway. So as long as you evenly shake things, they should turn out quite alright. Between the 1 and the 3mm, there's no difference between the ink quality, it's just a matter of width of the lines. Same as the 5mm in the Slate Gray, the colors are exactly the same, just as opaque, it's just the line weight is different. The pink between the 1mm and the 1mm slightly differs because one is more opaque than the other, but again it comes to how you set up your markers, shaking them evenly and whatnot. Also, you have to also consider that if the marker is running out of ink itself, it can come out not as opaque. So then again, like the beginning and the ends of your markers aren't always perfect, but you just gotta keep using it till it evenly distributes the ink and is evenly set up. The metallics against the black and the whites is nice. There's nothing really special about it, there's nothing really fancy between the reds and the blacks and stuff. I wouldn't really care to use metallics from Posca Pens. I'd rather use, for example, my Finetech watercolor paints. But the thing about watercolor paints is, say you have a plastic or glossy surface such as colored burnished pencils or plastic, watercolor paint or metallic paints would generally just pull together on that surface because it's slippery. So because these markers adhere to most surfaces, I would use this for a base. And I have been doing this in my tutorials in the past. I use a Posca pen as a base, followed by my metallic Finetech colors. So that's how you use an acrylic paint and a watercolor paint to create an effect. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, learned a bit more about Posca Pens. They are very vibrant, they're very waterproof, and they are very pigmented. They are vibrant and light fast as well because they are acrylic based. I love them. I think they're great for details, and you can't go wrong with these. They just stay where they belong. Also because they're acrylic paint, and you put them on a shiny surface or a smooth surface, generally you can scratch it off. For paper, it's not a smooth surface or a glossy surface such as burnished colored paper or glass or plastics, so you can't scratch it off on paper, but you can definitely scratch Posca pens off on glass, on plastics, on burnished surfaces. So that is something that I've experienced, and that is why I like Posca pens, because when I'm doing highlights or detail work, if I make mistakes, I can scratch it off on most of my surfaces. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions, comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.